Hi everybody, it's Laura at Sheer. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to talk to you a little bit about the last holiday that we had. Obviously, it was Valentine's Day, and it's funny. It's the Lord has put Joshua in my life, and our holiday is Valentine's Day. And part of Valentine's Day has been turned into such a mockery, which shouldn't surprise us considering any holiday can be turned into something wonderful or something horrible. So I just wanted to share with you some things that were on my heart. As a little girl, Valentine's Day was those days in school where we would take those little cards that would say, "Would you be my Valentine? Circle yes or no." And being a very heavy and overweight child, I still looked forward to the candies and the cards and the fun things that we did in school. And now it's so different. For me, love is so much a subject of who God is and who Jesus Christ is. And seduction and lust talks about sex and the control or the manipulation of our sexuality. So Valentine's Day to me is not so much about sex, but it is so much about love. And I think that's why the world gets so fed up with Valentine's Day. It's one of those things where it's like we want that undying love. We want that best friend. We want that security, and we want that understanding and that comprehension. But for me, I don't believe we can actually have that until the connection that we have through the Holy Spirit to Jesus Christ and to God himself, God the entity, is cultivated. I mean, when you think about the fact that what are you giving somebody on Valentine's Day? What are you giving to them? I'd like to think that I'm giving Joshua a woman all year who constantly refines herself to be better tomorrow than she was yesterday. So many people are fed up of the holiday thinking that it's the day you spend loving on somebody. Let me tell you something. More intention, more depth, more intellectual thought. Do you understand how much mentally taxing minutes of the prior weeks coming up to Valentine's Day that it can take a man or woman to say, how am I going to make Valentine's Day extra special? When you talk about loving somebody, you better love them all year long. But it is okay to be more loving over and above what is required of you in the relationship for one day. The reason I believe it is okay to do that is because it snowballs you into thinking more highly and more special for that person. When my husband writes his letters from February 1st until February 14th, he has for 7 years, and all of our cards that he writes me never have anything to do with sex. Now, we joke because we are pretty sexy people, but we are not a couple that lusts after each other or uses seduction in our relationship. More importantly, we use all of the other characteristics, parts of who we are to benefit each other. And so my husband is able to write these letters, and he's able to write our faults, and he's able to write our dreams, and he's able to write our inspirations and what we've gone through and how he feels about me and how he sees my faith. And he's able to put these on cards, and it's just wonderful. But when you think about that as a man, he has to do that and then some. He has to be able to take time out of his very busy schedule as a husband and do all of the things that he is doing to hold himself together, hold the relationship together, and then show more intention. So to me, Valentine's Day is not the easiest holiday to get involved in, because you're right. You can't just let that one day be the day that you show love to that person. That day is a day where you have to go over and above what you've been doing. And the reason you want to do that is because if you've set your goal high to show others love, including yourself and the people that are around you, this doesn't have to be a husband, this could be children, this could be a brother, this could be a sister, this could be moms, this could be dads, neighbors, people who are in need, a best friend, coworkers, your boss, whatever it is. Valentine's Day is that day where you say, the requirement throughout the year, but today is the day where I'm going to go above that. So many of us make excuses to get involved, because the truth is, we're not involved in ourselves. And there's not much to give, and there isn't much to relate to. When the end of the year, you've done nothing for yourself. So why do you want to be someone's Valentine? And why should they be yours? Well, let me remind you of something. God did not make junk. And he didn't send his son to die on the cross to redeem junk. I wouldn't do that, and I'm a pretty smart girl. So when you start thinking about your Creator and that the fact that he sent his son to redeem us, even though we kind of do our own thing, we don't care about the consequences. We don't really want to see long-term 10 years down the road. We just want to do the here and now. Let me encourage you to understand we all go through that. But one of the most special holidays out of the year comes right after celebrating Christ's birth. I think it is not coincidence that both holidays are so close together, and they're based so much on the word love. And love is from our Creator. And you can't share real love if you don't know who he is and you don't believe that he created you with value. What exactly are you giving to the other person? I want to encourage you to understand that you can change your thinking and you can choose to believe that you have value. We have 360 some days to get ready for next Valentine's Day. And I want to challenge us as people to really just get to know ourselves. That way we can search around and look at our relationships. And Valentine's Day is about giving your friendship. It's about giving your support. It's about giving your love. That doesn't mean your sexuality. It's a whole lot harder to be loving throughout the year without any expectations of sexuality. When you capitalize on who you are and you take what you have to give, you have laughter, you have a shoulder to cry on, you have a hand to hold, you have a body to be near, you have someone to eat dinner with, you have someone to buy you a gift or to sit with you watching a movie. Those things are so much more special. And so I want to challenge you in this next year to start thinking of the fact that this holiday is very special and it can be shared with anybody because love is something that we all thrive on. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you plugging into the videos. I'd love for you to share these just to encourage other people, to let them know there are many of us out here that have to go through very tough times. And I shared with you last year that Joshua and I were struggling and we're getting over that struggle. And this Valentine's Day was extra special because we were able to go and be more intentional and just be thankful that we are further ahead than we were 6 months ago. And that truly is about our Creator loving us and allowing us to see that healing in our own life. And then each other loving one another and seeing that healing happen for both people. Thank you so much. Tune into the blog, Share Passion to Blog at blogspot.com, SHEERPASSION, 2, blog at blogspot.com. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.